the north and also in the south of Senegal. And I myself am from a mixed family. I think 70% of my family is Muslim, and there are many cases like many mixed marriages. So in Senegal, there is, even when there are conferences or pilgrimages, the Catholics leaders, they go and they attend, invited by the Muslim leaders. So there is also a strong tradition of exchange, and even there is a specific thing that is happening on the Good Friday. On Good Friday, there is a special meal that the Catholics initiated for many years, that we call galach, and it's a special meal, kind of porridge, made with peanut butter. And that is distributed to the Muslims, to the neighbors. And in turn, the Muslims for their they give meat to the Christians. So there are strong relationships. Yeah, and just to give you a quick example, recently there were the Roman, the Catholic bishop was kind of criticizing the way the country was led, and he got attacks and threat letters from not Muslim groups but from political groups allied to the president. But the interesting thing is he received a lot of support from the Muslims themselves. And they are the ones who came and defended him. And today, he's considered as the only religious leader in Senegal who is really dealing with the real issues and talking the truth. So, just to tell you that we have that interesting aspect, respect in Senegal among the Christians. And despite the Africanized Islam that is growing, there is no extremist kind of Islam. But we know that the future can be dark because we have signs that are showing. So I think my time is over. I will just stop here and maybe in the questions I can address some issues that I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Daniel made a very interesting remark yesterday or the other day that is it a Maurite leader who was asked, or one of the Senegalese leaders who was asked about the percentage of Muslims and Christians in Senegal.
That was Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire, yeah.
That was Côte d'Ivoire.
And they said that it is 50% Christian, 50% Muslim, 100% traditional believers. This is very much 100% traditional believers. So, questions, please. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation. Just a small question. Oh, sorry. Just a small question. We always look at Senegal as the country where religious tolerance, especially tolerance, positive tolerance, between Christians and Muslims is very much sustained in that sense as compared to any country. But then we are aware that of late there are the Wahhabiyya movements which are coming into the country very fast with an ideology which is counter what the Tariqas stand for. How do you see it, and what do you envisage the future to be like with the coming of the Wahhabiyya movement?
Question number 2. Yes.
My question goes with your joke about traditional religions. I want to know if you have studied the religious brotherhoods, and if there is a traditional religion matrix behind that, or it's just Sufi. Is there a traditional religion culture or history behind the religious brotherhoods?
Can you explain?
He's asking whether there is it just Islam or there's a mixture of very strong African traditional religion.
Okay.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm interested to find out about the impact of vernacular translation.
Impact of
vernacular translation. And then also, what if from what I gather, it's like the culture has been so much Islamized. Do they still have some indigenous terms, names, and so on? And what name, for instance, for God do they use for the translation?
But the local language, they still have traditional names for God. Father Matthew.
Yeah, I just wondering, I didn't hear you say something about Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse. And I think last year, yes, I was in Senegal, and there was this massive hotel being built because ahead of the OIC. What are the implications? Is it what you, because you headed on a fairly somber note?
Yeah.
I mean, what are the implications?
Which hotel? The issue of the IC.
No, what I'm saying, there was the OIC meeting.
Yes.
And somebody, well, my friend said to me, all these hotels that they are building now, the Arab sheikhs who are used to having a good life, they are now afraid of terrorists somewhere, and they are heading to Senegal. Because they were building like, I think 5 massive hotels just for the 3 or 4 days OIC meeting.
You can respond.
Yeah, thank you very much. First the question was about the Wahhabiyya movement. Yes. This is a new movement, and there is another movement that is older, that is coming from I didn't mention it, but it's in the paper, that is coming from the Tijaniya Brotherhood. It is the Mustashidin wal Mustashidat. And they kind of advocate for a return to pure Islam. And they are very, very strong, and they even advocate the Sharia. You know, even though they are from in fact, the Tijaniya movement is divided, but because of a family division. So 2 brothers, one is on one side, and the other one, he also founded another branch of the Tijaniya movement. So there is that trend of being more militant. But this Wahhabiyya movement, the thing is, the brotherhoods, they have a specific way of building, and very strong, because they are first in the families. So this movement is new, but I don't see it in the near future having any kind of strong influence in the future of the relationship between Christian and Muslims. But my fear is that what's happening now is, I was born in a place, in a city where I was living along with Muslims, and we grew up together, we were going to the mosque, to church together. But that tradition is changing with the movement of people coming from the rural area into the city. They don't have that tradition of exchange with other faith. So and they are the most, and also open to and sensitive to those kind of ideas because of the poverty, and they live mostly in the suburbs. Yeah, they are vulnerable. So that's where I have some fears. But I also believe that because of the growth of Muridism, they won't have much change, because there is an important aspect with Muridism. It is the Senegalese cultural aspect of Muridism. They use Wolof a lot. They use the local dialect a lot. They preach in the local dialect. They have their own way of singing, of dancing, that is very local. They have their own dressing. They have their own way of greeting. So there are many cultural traits that makes it very attractive for Senegalese. And saying, I'm Muslim, but I'm African. I'm Senegalese. You know, I'm not a Arab, a white Arab, understand? So, and why the Wahhabi movement is coming also is like a new movement coming from outside. So, I don't think that can be a threat. Not like I said, but I don't think it will be in the near future. Okay. Okay. The other question is traditional religion. Okay. Yeah. In fact, here I wrote why the Muridism is the fastest growing Muslim brotherhood in Senegal. And the popularity has much to do with the assimilation of traditional African customs and elements, such as the transmission of spiritual power through genealogy, the excessive importance accorded to a person's birth, the equation of spiritual guides with traditional chiefs, extended polygamy, but also the practice, in fact, it's a kind of chieftaincy, but in Islam. So it's kind of bring the bridges